time. I want to welcome a very distinguished health professional. He came all the way from Australia to be with us today. So I would crave your indulgence to not make noise, quieten everybody around you. Let's limit the movement in and out of the hall. If not for anything, as a sign of respect. I'm happy that we are all fed and we are fed up. So please put your hands together as we make welcome Dr. Uche Menakaya. A round of applause, please, as he comes to take his speech. Doctor, please. Shoes, man. But for finding me worthy to grace the occasion. I know that this is the first thing in the last 11 years. And I can tell you, I have been to a number of Igbo cultural day celebrations, and I can tell you, I haven't seen one as good as this. So far, there has not been any dull moment. So far. And I hear more things are coming. So, before I start my guest speaker paperwork, I want to first of all pay respects to the Maori tribe, the elders here present, past, and those coming in the future. We thank them for welcoming us, the Igbo community, from as far back or far away as the Niger Congo area. And as now, Ndi Igbo, Gagafa and Nasa, Yoche Nasa, and yet make a home. So, I think for you, when you move around the world, doesn't matter where, even if it's in Ukraine, when you go there first, ask, is there an Igbo man here? When they say yes, then you can now build your home there, because you know you're safe. All protocols observed, in particular, the president of the Igbo community in Auckland, all the cheers, and I am grateful and thankful to be in your midst. Some of the things I'm going to say, you will begin to see that all through this program so far, there have been snippets of what Igbo culture is about. And when a young boy that came here, so was Igbo. So can I move myself? Olue mgbe onye isi bịa ikpe ekpele unu notisi na ọ bụ ekpele nke ndị ụka mana bifo ekpele nke ndị ụka o mekwa tribulations and resurrections to our forefathers o kenekwa ndị Igbo esi ekene ndị Igbo. So ifugo that na Igbo culture willy-nilly is gradually getting encased or in tandem, if you like, with the more modern ways of life. And that's a good thing. When these cultural syncretisms come together, what you get outside of that is a beauty to watch. And it's 7 o'clock already. I've looked around. I have not seen anybody look at their watch. I can't frame. So all to see that when Igbo cultures are here and we exhibit it and exude it, there's no doubt in my mind that we can be here till 6 a.m. tomorrow morning and we'll still be dancing. So, I know that Ndi Igbo represents one of the 3 major ethnic groups in Nigeria. But with the significant migration of Igbo people to various parts of the world, particularly due to factors like political instability, economic opportunities, and educational pursuits, the Igbo diaspora has become an integral part of global communities. Now before, my father, Jelobodo Igbo, and so many of our fathers here, Jelobodo Igbo, but the difference between Fawa and Anyiwa, when I fight Jelobodo Igbo, na Anyiwa Jelobodo Igbo, no do. Because now the realities of our times have changed. It has changed. So, with the migration process resulting in cultural integration and adaptation, it has also raised challenges for us as people uniquely placed. Most of us not here are all first generation migrants. So I will go from Nigeria. Some of us not here, it's Nigeria. Chiefs, red cap chiefs, members of Igbo Council, and Osieba. So, especially as our migrant population extends into the 2nd and 3rd and 4th generation. Elomna, Professor Isichiagano here. On auto motoni rinne, otunwe woke, on your altar, that's Igbo. Again. Now, so I ask from now. In fact, I can't get about after one you do that. Huh? Or you go to no. Mana, unuganti. Us now move now. Ofu Bosita. Because of getting Chidi. So that is the 3rd generation of Igbo. And they are making attempts to maintain connection to their roots. Even if just the name alone. I'm a member of that. I'm Uche. And I never got a ouchman. Ouchie, no. But that was 10 years ago, 20 years ago. Manakita, because of cultural integration, all those who not wasn't ouchie, now focusing my name by now. Because now there's still many Uches because of cultural integration. So my lecture today, essentially, will be to explore why is it important for us to promote and preserve our cultural identity in the diaspora. What strategies can we use to maintain and celebrate this unique heritage? Part of my lecture will also highlight the principal elements, or some of them, of our cultural identity that make us a unique and distinctive people. So AIMA, that cultural identity is a vital element of personal and collective identity. It provides you the sense of belonging, pride, and continuity. The Igbo cultural heritage is deeply tied to a variety of customs and belief systems. Many of these are centered around communal living, respect for elders, and importantly, a reverence for the people that have lived before us. So for us in the diaspora, preserving our cultural heritage helps us maintain a connection to our roots and allows our future generations to understand and appreciate their ancestry. But the challenge remains that in an increasingly globalized world, where cultural assimilation can sometimes lead to an erasure of unique traditions and culture, we have to consciously promote our own cultural identity so we can help safeguard our history, our language, our art, and our values that are unique to us as a people. Because I am that when you preserve your culture, it will foster solidarity within our diaspora community. It will not only enable Igbo individuals to come together, support one another, and celebrate shared experiences, but it also provides a platform for educating the wider global community about the richness of our culture. And by so doing, we can combat some of the real or emerging stereotypes around some African traditions that may occur in the broader context of global cultural integration. So looking around here today, it's not only Igbo people that are here. New Zealanders are here. Nisi Australia never. So by expressing these beautiful dances and whatever, by expressing this beautiful music and whatever, we are engaging in soft diplomacy. And these people are going to go out and say, I went to a place celebrating Igbo culture. And when they want to ask more questions, they will come to Mazi Obinna to ask more questions. And through those processes, our culture begins to permeate even our own global community. But all the that we know what are those pillars of our culture that make it so attractive. Because if knowing what makes things attractive, then you can begin to strategize on how you could improve it or make it more sustainable. So, Aima, the Igbo culture is rich and diverse, reflecting our long history in the southeastern of Nigeria. It encompasses several elements. Language, our traditional religion, social structure, the traditions, our art, and of course, how can I forget, our food. Chinua Achebe said that language is sacred, it is mysterious, but it is awesome. It lives and it breathes. It is what separates human beings from animals. It separates people from their companions, towns from their neighbors. Our language is Igbo. It is spoken by more than 30 million people. That is currently perhaps the population of Australia. More than 30 million people speak Igbo. And within that one language, there are about 40 different dialects. With colonialism, there was an attempt to streamline the Igbo language to have a standard Igbo, with the core elements from the Olo dialects, the Anambra Oka dialects, and the Umuaha dialects. But I believe, the way Chinua Achebe believed, that the richness of our Igbo language lies in the diversity of our dialects and should therefore remain a symbol of our collective ethnic pride. So we should not try to change it. N'Olu, asụsụ ndị ọrụ na-asụ Igbo, achọrọ m ịma ka asị asụ Igbo n'Olu. Unu lụọ Ọnịcha, asị gị weta mmiri ka nla ịma ebe a na-egbu. But there's other things that are unique about our language. It is the use of proverbs. Proverbs are the oil with which words are eaten. And each year, FC Obalu of blessed memory reminded us that the Igbo proverbs are an accumulation of Igbo's experiences throughout our history. Because in the absence of any written history, they serve as a medium through which much can be learned about the Igbos, their history, their philosophy of life and family structure, their politics, and even their religion as well. So that's our language. Ndi Igbo for our social structure and family life. One the number is a popular saying of Igbo language. It means that in Israel interpretation, we have no extended family. Everybody is our brother. Everybody is our sister. Everybody is our uncle. One of the ways in which my father's generation, for example, became educated was because the colonial masters then and the missionary society then will identify one person in the family and train that person. That person will be trained, he will come out and train 2 people. And 2 will be trained, they'll come out and train 4 people. And within a generation, you have a group of people that are educated, lawyers, doctors, pharmacists, engineers, able to, in their own little way, propagate the culture of Igbos. So, Ndi Igbo na-asị na Igwe bụ ike, ofu osisi adịghị eme ọfịa. 1 tree does not make a forest. And the more you are, the stronger we are. And community life. On a personal level, becoming a member of an age grade is often a celebrated coming of age. And they are often also a yardstick for our own individual progress in life. A mirror of thoughts to evaluate ourselves. And I'll tell you guys a story of my uncle Loco. My uncle Loco came to my wedding about 25 years ago. And when he was told to speak, Uncle Loco stood up and said, Uche Efuna. That's my full name, Uche Efuna. I'm Uche Efuna, man, I'm Ndi Igbo. Uche Efuna, I was born the time my age grades were born. And I'm thinking, what the hell are you guys talking about? Olue, when you're going to primary school, Ojebe primary school. Olue, when you're where? They just secondary school, never, Neje Mahadum University. Ojebe Mahadum University. Kita, Ndi Igbo anubaga wanyi, Uche Efuna anubaga wanyi. Make sure that you work within the context of people that you were born at the same time with you and growing up at the same time with you, so that when they start buying moto, you go follow them by motor. So that is the idea of the age, how the age grade system helps you on a personal level. But even at the community level as well, we know for a fact that as you get older in the community age grade, you start having leadership responsibilities. And therefore, the age grade system prepares you for leadership training, leadership development. Making decisions about the community. And we lay a lot of reference to people that are older than us. So the older age grade people, the Igbo community or Igbo culture is egalitarian in nature. It does not leave anybody behind. The Igbo community have other. If you to do one as maybe about what's the chairman president Igbo community? I'm not looking Australia. I'm not the family Auditorium and I will go. I think I don't go my boy. I don't have my boy. Cause that makes our culture attractive. The festivals and celebrations. Today we are celebrating the Igbo Cultural Day. It's an end of year celebration. But now there are so many other celebrations people in Endo. And then Iriji Festival. And then Yam Festival. The yam as a crop is considered by the Igbo culture as the king of crops. And then Ofala Festival. I'm aware that some people in this hall today is going to Nigeria very shortly for Ofala Festival. And then traditional marriage ceremonies. And that's one of the things that I celebrate. And every time we celebrate these things, it comes with this cacophony of color. To the idea of 8th grade. In a more fuma no bodo. Not only within yourself, and also contributing to the community as well. It's no gainsaying the fact that the community leadership are coming. The gift of and celebrate you as a person. But not only within the individual communities as well, even outside the communities. Ndi Igbo, by the act of diplomacy. Benin Kingdom, how they stretch from the Republic to River Niger. Mana, in those days, in the southeast, the Igbos were the dominant group. But we don't hear that Ndi Igbo extended from River Benue to Niger Delta in conquest. If in our commerce, trade, the value of negotiation and making their neighboring communities live happily with them because Ndi Igbo man. Now Nubaya Ubafiada man all of them live in peace. Business and naga. You open an arm. I know na man we apotata. I tell you more. About a little bit on commerce. What is important to commerce? They are probably the first blacksmiths in Africa. They knew the value of metal works, and their potential role as weapons of war.
What's the video of the masquerade for her for free?
She's lost her mind. They had the blacksmiths. They built tools for farming. They built tools to help them grow the economy rather than focus on conquest.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful.
They prefer the diplomacy of commerce. So this entrepreneurial spirit exists today with many Igbo people involved in businesses, both in Nigeria and abroad, and oftentimes applying these unique traits to excel over and above their peers. If we want to bank Nigerian economy, the concept of Isusu, Ndi Igbo, well, a form of traditional credit system that is unique to them. A system where members of the community regularly contribute equal amounts of money and lend to each other in a revolving system based on mutual trust and shared social obligation.
Really? Yeah.
Tell them when the market go before the food. And I can't food the go. I don't say my boys want to food guitar because I don't enjoy it. Over enjoy your food. Enjoy your plantain. So I rest my case on that one. But even though our Igbo culture has become a blend of ancient tradition and modern influences, like entrepreneurship and the egalitarian spirit that persists to this day. So as it becomes and it continues to evolve in this cultural syncretism, it becomes critical that those of us in the diaspora should do all we can to preserve this unique identity for our coming generation. So if you want to see more there, how do we maintain, preserve our cultural identity? There are different strategies. Some of them are immediate, some are intermediate, and some are longer term. On the impact that we make attempts, conscious attempts, to preserve our language and our education. One of the cornerstones of any culture is its language. But we know the spread of English and other dominant languages can pose a threat to the survival of Igbo among the younger generation in the diaspora. And therefore, we need to be consciously making efforts to ensure that this does not happen. That community centers, cultural associations, and religious institutions offer language classes to our children and even our adults to make sure that our language persists. There are a lot of social media platforms now that we can use to achieve this goal. Youth empowerment. Some of our youth who put another, the community as a whole can develop formal or informal groups of youth and expose them to some of the major works that come from Igbo land. Things like books like Things Fall Apart, No Longer at Ease, Girls at War. These are languages or books that tell us a lot about the Igbo culture. Visiting home. Visiting home is a powerful and essential strategy for promoting and preserving Igbo cultural heritage among people in the diaspora. For many of us in the diaspora, the concept of home carries profound emotional and spiritual significance. It is not just a place of origin, but a foundation of identity and belonging. Visiting our ancestral homeland provides a tangible and deeply personal connection to our heritage. But beyond cultural and emotional ties, Endo can also play a role in strengthening the economic and social connections between the diaspora and their home community. Diaspora Igbo people send remittances to family members in Nigeria, but a visit home provides an opportunity to engage more directly in economic development efforts within our local communities. Now, despite the push-away effect of the current Nigerian predicament and the associated unique challenges, we must remember that so both Nigeria the Tata, Boga Dipa Echi. So Kama, I be the guitar. Tiana no. So that when Nigeria changes, I had to go ready. Kaya Lidi can water. Etoreto, me wamo ogodo. When you create, Okufu water, Okufu ogodia. So as globalization continues to shape the experience of the diaspora communities, the act of returning home serves as a reminder of the importance of cultural continuity and the need to nurture and celebrate the heritage that binds us as Igbo people together. Thank you very much for listening.
Can we just keep appreciating our guest speaker?
He had to sleep in Sydney. We weren't expecting to be here. And he is here to remind us the need to maintain our culture. Though you were broke, that's not to destroy a people, you have to destroy their culture. And that's what he reminded us today. So now, darling, I'm so grateful. May God give you safe journey back. And please come again. On behalf of the President, the Igbo Association, the executive that organized all this, I'd like to present to you.